What is the subconscious mind and what power does it have? Maybe if we knew the power of the subconscious mind earlier, then the crying soul and restless brain that we all experienced at some point in our lives would calm down sooner. Maybe it's time to dig our hands deep into our unconscious mind and put everything that is loaded with good or bad in front of us and see it with all our heart. The same part of our mind or consciousness that acts unconsciously. In this article, we are going to tell you everything about the subconscious mind. I suggest not to miss this fascinating and fateful discussion. What is the subconscious mind? I don't know if you have ever heard of the iceberg. An image of an iceberg in an icy lake. While a small portion of iceberg ice can be seen on the water, there is a huge mountain of ice under the water, which few people pay attention to. This story is not similar to the pronoun that they named unconsciously. A place where unknowingly many events, dreams, suppressed desires, complexes, fears, and many memories are stored, and it shows itself in our behaviors and reactions today. The preconscious mind is also a part of the same iceberg that is hidden under the water, with the difference that it contains information and memories that are available and can be quickly transferred to the conscious mind. In which part of our mind is this unconscious mind located? What power does it have and what dangers might it have? How can it be used for success? How to remove a handkerchief and remove the black spots on it? Maybe in the way of understanding and awareness about the subconscious mind, we will reach the point that in the end, man is a stranger in his own land. An examination of the unconscious mind with some examples. I want to start this section with some scenes so that you can understand better. In the first scene, you see a child who was raped, and the rapist was a familiar person. After this terrible incident, the child does not know how to organize his mind. Do you tell others about this? Did he make a mistake? Was he guilty of raping her? And many other questions that remain unanswered. For years, this part of his experience has been recorded in his subconscious mind, and in adulthood it shows itself in different ways or behavioral traps. In the second scene, we see a man who is about to quit smoking for the umpteenth time. In the end, he barely succeeds in quitting his addiction. But finally, after some time, you see him smoking again. The third scene, our next and familiar scene, is a person who decides to go on a diet and lose weight. For the first few weeks, you will see him stick to his strict diet. You admire his determination and remind him of his weight changes. Finally, after these few hard times that he has lost his weight, you will see that he has turned to excessive eating of sweets again. The fourth scene. Our last scene is a child who is watching his parents fight and beat him. Nothing is made of him. At that moment, stress, fear, and panic engulfed his little being. He is fugitive from this incident and forgets it. But his unconscious mind keeps this incident in its archives and shows itself somewhere in adulthood. Are these scenes familiar to you? These events are the repeated and familiar experiences of adulthood that are guided by our mental traps in childhood. The same traps that Jeffrey Young talks about in the book Recreate Your Life, about their different types and the troubles and bitter repeated experiences they create for us. When the mind needs to protect itself, our unconscious comes in to manage crisis situations to protect it. Just like when you go to a 3D cinema, and you know that what you are seeing is not real. But ultimately you react to what you see. Subconscious psychology. According to Jung, the root of many critical issues is in the hidden mind or subconscious mind of man. He believes that the three main sources of the mind and psyche are the self, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. The meaning of self is a symbol of the conscious mind that is aware of human thoughts and feelings. The personal unconscious is all the information we may have forgotten or the memories and feelings we may have repressed. The same word that Jung refers to as psychological complex. Jung referred to the conscious mind as a persona and believes that the persona is usually far from the person's true self. In fact, this persona is the character of us that we like to show about ourselves. Psychology of the subconscious mind is an important part of the mind that can control all aspects of our life. Without knowing what happened in our subconscious mind, with psychology we can find out what happened in it. Using the psychology of the conscious mind, you can communicate with the unconscious dimensions of your mind. In this way, see its effects in your life. Like the effect of the sentence that you have probably heard many times that they say to be careful what you whisper to yourself. The power of the subconscious mind is beyond what you can imagine. There is no exaggeration. Surely you agree with me when I talk about the complexity of the mind. The power of the mind, like a database, stores everything you can think of. You may even imagine you forgot some information, while it sits untouched in your subconscious mind. Let me tell you this power with some examples. By the time you reach the age of 21, you can completely memorize 100 times the encyclopedia. With these interpretations, the subconscious mind does its job well. It is the conscious mind that should be doubted. In fact, whether we want to grow flowers or weeds in the garden of our life depends on what food we gave to our subconscious mind. Life is a reflection of our thoughts. The world is shaped by how you react to it, and think about what and why it is, and ultimately becomes a mirror that reflects your views and beliefs. Your attitude and mentality about the world and its events is so important that it can do anything for you. The dangers of the unconscious mind. All your habits, thoughts, and actions are stored in the subconscious mind. This pronoun remembers all your moments of comfort and happiness and tries to keep you in that state. This is why when you diet or challenge yourself to achieve a goal, your mind looks for the comfort or pleasure of not doing it. So you don't mind doing it to reach that moment of comfort. That's why they emphasize writing down goals and having effective daily habits. In this way, you can adapt the mind to your habit. Every time you are going to try something new or do something different from your usual, you probably feel tension or discomfort in this situation. And this is one of the factors that ranks high in the category of important barriers to time management. But when that different and possibly beneficial thing becomes a habit, your subconscious mind can adapt. If you look carefully, many successful people, relying on the power of the subconscious mind, always left the safe zone of their life and comfort. They do not allow their mind to be influenced by their creativity or activities by relying on comfort and even self-satisfaction. What are the laws of the subconscious mind? Be sure to pay attention to this section. If you have no idea about the laws of the subconscious mind, this part might scare you. Of course, there is nothing to worry about. With control and practice, you can master the subconscious mind. Among the simple but complex rules that this pronoun has, we can mention the things I will say. This pronoun tries to turn everything you have in your mind into reality. In the subconscious mind, each word has a specific meaning and scope. What does the word driving remind you of? Every word has an image in our subconscious. In the law of the subconscious mind, there are no logical paths to reach feelings and emotions. Exactly the same feeling you experience when watching a horror movie, even though you know that there is no danger and there is no reason to be afraid. The unconscious part of the mind does not understand the negative sentence. So if you repeat to yourself that I will not overeat, the subconscious mind will remember the image of you overeating. Everything that has happened to you unconsciously registers it as it is without distinguishing. Another rule of the subconscious is that this pronoun does not differentiate between reality and fantasy. If you're a martial artist, you've probably experienced this when imagining a match ring or watching a match film with your heart racing. Your conscious mind can interfere with your subconscious mind. You can experience this when you are consciously going to sleep. No matter what you do, you won't sleep. In the rules of this pronoun, the previous belief is preserved until a suitable alternative is found. On the other hand, if the previous belief is rejected, he can easily discard it. Mastering the subconscious mind. We all have fears and beliefs that remain buried and hidden in our subconscious mind, so it is very important to know the ways to master the subconscious mind and master it. For this, you can use two techniques. Number 1 is repeating affirmations. Let go of old and limiting beliefs. There is nothing in the world that you cannot handle. It does not mean not accepting healthy limits. What I mean by this section is that instead of negative beliefs that the situation is bad, this world is full of poverty and misery. We were born in a bad place. Sentences like this world is full of blessings and abundance. Great conditions are ahead of us. Replace in fact. By repeating positive affirmations, you command your subconscious mind to attract positive energy from the universe. To get through this stage victoriously, reading the book Bring Me Out will help you challenge your inner naysayer and discover that there is nothing behind your fears. Number 2 is visualization. Another method you can use to master your subconscious mind is through visualization. In this way, at least once a day, sit somewhere quiet and while your spine and neck are straight, close your eyes and pay attention to the inhaling and exhaling of your mind and muscles. Then visualize in your mind whatever you want to achieve. With repetition and practice, you can give this mastery to your unconscious mind so that it will eventually put you on the path to becoming the person you want to be. As a result, you behave in a way that will lead you to that goal. In order for a clear image to form in your mind, you first need to clear it of disturbing memories and disturbing images that invade your mind. The first step to enter this stage is meditation. In meditation, you consciously clear your mind of clutter by focusing on what is happening in the present moment. What is the difference between conscious and unconscious mind? As it is clear from the names of these two pronouns, the conscious mind is the part of the mind that we are aware of, and the unconscious mind is another part that is related to the events that happen outside of our awareness. In contrast to the conscious mind, the unconscious mind may act like an immature child, while the conscious mind acts logically and like a wise old man. Will has no meaning in the unconscious. Actions and behavior are involuntary in the unconscious, but completely voluntary in the conscious. In the subconscious mind, you can perform several calculations and tasks at the same time, while this work is not possible in the human consciousness. You are not one person, but your personality consists of a child, a parent, and an adult. Our decisions, our feelings, and everything that has happened to us today is a combination of these three people. Certainly, getting to know these three people who live inside us will accompany us on the way to know and better control our subconscious mind. Methods of strengthening the subconscious mind. In the following, we will examine some effective methods to strengthen the subconscious mind together. Number 1. Clear your mind of negative thoughts. Of course, in certain circumstances, such a thing is not possible, but be in control of the negative thought that comes to your mind. Eliminate all negative beliefs that have made you doubt yourself and your mental strength. Try to take care of yourself and your mind. Only when you have a proper understanding of your mind and its power will you stop allowing anything to enter it. Number 2. Write down your goals. Know your goals clearly. Write down your goals so that your brain prepares itself to achieve them, and over time, mastery of the subconscious mind takes place. The miracles of writing will not be revealed to you until you write. These miracles have already happened to many people. Number 3. Plan to achieve your goal. Convert your goals into small steps at different intervals so that eventually, through repetition and habit, you will believe that you are close to your goals. In this way, your subconscious mind will also strengthen this belief. Standing on planning and resisting all kinds of temptations that make you abandon your plans is a challenging task. But if you intend to change, then you must overcome this challenge. Number 4. Analyze yourself and your circumstances. In any situation, to reach the true self, we must reach our radicalized self. For this, analyze your every feeling, thought, and behavior and see what thought or feeling is behind each of these. Even if it is a bitter truth of what you don't like, it will make you face yourself. Using the subconscious mind. By changing the conscious pronoun, you can achieve the change of the subconscious pronoun and finally make changes in life through it. Here, if you are a smart person, you can direct your subconscious mind in the direction you want to reach. In the first step, identify the thoughts that caused you to doubt yourself. Take a step back and see where this doubt you have about yourself or your work originates from. Recognize your strengths and talents. There is no reason to ignore or hide them. Examining your weaknesses is good, but that doesn't mean ignoring your strengths, so look at them. Try to clearly identify your goals by using SMART goals that you define for yourself. SMART goals have 4 specific characteristics: measurable, achievable, result-oriented, and time-bound. Of course, not all events are good. But change your mind and your world will change. This is not a stereotype, but the bad and good things that happen to you are processed in your mind. In order to do better, you need to see these events in a different way so that you can make your world better and know that this is not just a slogan. This is the only way to have a healthy mind. Ordinary events should not be considered disasters or bad luck in your subconscious mind. If your subconscious mind is recorded in deeper layers of blackness and memories that you need help with, I suggest you use these types of exercises. Do a deep breathing meditation. Number 2. Put your negative thoughts on paper and finally tear it up and throw it away. Number 3. Get help from anyone you think can help you clear your soul and subconscious mind. Number 4. Travel and try to clear your mind by seeing the natural scenery and miracles of nature. Number 5. Forgive yourself and everyone who hurt you. Reprogramming the subconscious mind. After you realize this programming and the wrong feeds given to your subconscious since childhood, how it can be restored and reprogrammed to have the subconscious you want, you can see the results of your efforts, including using affirmations, seeing points. See the positive side of the weak points, medicine, mental image, and other things. After a while you will see how your feeling of power and confidence can make you do anything. You can feel that when you have a goal in front of you, nothing can stop you. Finally, you can better deal with the challenges and difficulties that are in your way. After reprogramming your subconscious mind, achieving your dreams will no longer seem impossible to you. At every step, you see yourself closer to your dream. You will feel a deeper peace on your soul, and all this requires that you can take control of the conscious mind and reprogram the subconscious mind. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. What has been your experience with facing your subconscious mind? Maybe if we all knew how effective the power of our mind and feelings and the words we use towards ourselves are, we would take care of our souls more. Dear friends, if you have any questions or suggestions, be sure to share them with us in the comments section. Be happy, rich, and healthy wherever you are. See you in the next video.